People speak. In today's episode, social teaching of the church. We interviewed 4 students on current issues in the light of the social teaching of the church. Rape culture, smart shaming, body shaming, victim shaming. The questions. How do you feel about this situation? Have you ever behaved or acted like anyone in the situation? If so, what happened? Why? How did you and or those involved feel? What do you think should be happening? What does your faith say about it? What does a Latalian tradition say about it? Let's start.
So, hi everyone, I am Patricia Gonzalez of this group, and one of the current issue or problem in our society that greatly downgrades the dignity of a human person, the topic that I chose are 1. Body shaming, and the second one is shaming people with illnesses, particularly people with mental illnesses. So let me move forward with the first topic. The question is, how do you feel about this situation? Well, first of all, I'm really disappointed in people because body shaming does a lot of negative stuff on a person. And also one of the reason why I look like this in my video, because I just came from a fashion show earlier today, and about my body type, a lot of people always compliment me that, I have a tiny waist and I have big hips, and they're always feeling insecure about themselves. And I have friends who tell me that, Ate Pat, you look so thin, you're so shapely, and I'm just fat, I feel so lame. And that really shouldn't come from the person himself or herself, because we all should feel confident about ourselves. I mean, when I was a little kid, I never felt really good about myself either. I mean, I've always been insecure, and only now in college and when I entered modeling school did I feel confident about who I am, how my body looks. And the next question is, have you ever behaved or acted like anyone in the situation? If so, what happened? Why? I guess I already explained that a while ago. And the next question, how did you and or those involved feel? Well, I already expressed how I felt. And on the side of those other people, the external factors, like I said, they feel really insecure about themselves when people body shame them. It's like, I have this co-model. Her mother tells her that she looks fat and that she gained weight. But when we were talking, that co-model of mine opened up and said that she felt really bad because for other people, and even for me, I think she looks okay just the way she is. I mean, she's not too fat, she's not too thin, just the normal body type. But because of the ideal body type that our society has portrayed, she is now kind of feeling pressured to be in that same level, And the next question, what do you think should be happening? Well, I'll tell you what should be happening. What should be happening is people should stop body shaming. Like, if you think someone is fat and you're gonna say something bad about it, then just don't. If you're concerned about a person, if for example, you want to tell him or her that she or he should reduce weight for health purposes, then that's fine. We get it. There are illnesses that we get from obesity, but like I said, we shouldn't be insensitive about it. We should still keep in mind how we affect that person, our choice of words, our actions, and even the way we tease other people about it. I mean, there are times that people think it's okay to tease someone else about their body type, but we really don't know what they're thinking. Like, if you tell someone, oh, you're too thin, and every time you meet, that's what you keep telling him or her. I mean, for you it might be a joke, but for that person it might really hurt himself or herself. Because that's how someone he or she trusts see that person. And then, what does your faith say about it? Well, one thing that I really keep in mind from the Bible, from all the teachings of Jesus in there, of all the reminders of God we have in the Bible, is you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. So, I think that we should exercise it more, especially as Christians, as Catholics, and because we are Lassallians. We should uphold the Lassallian community's core values. And then, last question, what does our Lassallian tradition say about it? Well, like I said, we have our core values, and one of them is, talking about community, right? So I think that we should think more about how we influence people in the community. Because as Lassallians, we live up to that Catholic tradition, to that teaching of Saint LaSalle, that we should look after our brothers and sisters. And with body shaming, if we exercise that, then we are not. Definitely we are not looking after our brothers and sisters. Okay, moving on to the next topic that I chose is shaming people with illnesses. It's one thing to shame someone if they are physically ill, but I want to venture into the shaming of people with mental illnesses. I am clinically diagnosed with major depression. I drink antidepressants and my antipsychotic on a daily basis to keep me balanced. And what most people don't know about it is that, we try to be normal like everyone else. And, okay, wait, I'm just gonna move on to the question first. First, how do you feel about this situation? Well, honestly, I feel really irritated and deeply hurt because this is something really personal for me. Like I said, I'm clinically diagnosed with major depression and currently taking meds and psychiatric therapy for it. And, it just hurts me that other people don't take it seriously. For example, last week, we had our group meeting for another subject, and then one of my group mates wasn't able to come to that meeting because she had an anxiety attack. And then one of my group mates told our group that if that certain group mate of mine was interested in keeping her position in the group, then she should have come to the meeting. And then I was thinking, if she told you that she had an anxiety attack, you should be more, empathetic about it. You should be more understanding. And then I told off that groupmate. I told him that, well, having an anxiety attack is not such a good thing, and you really don't want to see one. I don't think you've seen one. And then he did admit that he hasn't seen one, and he said that he does not want to witness a panic attack happening in front of him. And that really triggered me because, he was being passive about someone who has mental illness. Like, he doesn't really consider how that person feels. And then, have you ever behaved or acted like anyone in this situation? If so, what happened and why? So I think I answered this already. Like I said, I'm clinically diagnosed with that, and I also know a lot of people with mental illnesses as well. One of my classmates is also diagnosed with major depression. I know someone who is diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I also have a classmate who has bipolar disorder. So if these illnesses are recognized by the majority of our society, then why should other people invalidate that? And then, I'll just add to that. In my situation, I've experienced having episodes in class. There are times when I have panic attacks, or I go to class with lacerations all across my arms. And whenever I go to school in that state, I feel really degraded. Like, I'm degrading myself because I feel so embarrassed. Or the people around me, like, they are really exerting effort in helping me out, and then I myself can't seem to find the will to help me out, you know. But, right now I'm trying to focus on the better side, the brighter side of the situation, and just trying to survive each day, one step at a time. And the next question, how did you and or those involved feel? Well, okay, let me go back again to the example I gave. So that groupmate of mine who was very passive about my other groupmate who has an anxiety disorder, he just, he was really just passive about it. That's how he felt. He felt that he didn't want to see an anxiety attack happening, and he felt disinterested to know more about it and to understand the situation. Like, I just wish that he could have been more understanding or more open about it, because this is a real situation, this is serious, and this is something that is happening in our society. Okay, next question, what do you think should be happening? Again, like I said, what should be happening is that people should not be passive about this. People should not treat this so nonchalantly or so casually. I mean, I hear people taking these mental illnesses and kind of just using them as an everyday term. Like, example, if someone is really into, being too organized or what, someone says, I know OC ako, which pertains to having OCD. With in our case, I mean, I'm not yet cleared for that, but I might be assessed for partial obsessive compulsive disorder. That disorder manifests itself in different behavior, not just, wanting to be clean or organized all the time. And people should be also reading more about it, researching about these illnesses, so that they will be aware of what they can say towards those who are diagnosed with such illnesses, so that they can be, more open about it, more understanding about it, and so that they will be not insensitive anymore. Then, what does your faith say about it? Like I said, God is just God just wants us to be there for each other, for our brothers and sisters. And in this case, having a mental illness is really tricky. It's like you can exercise the same kind of help from one person to another because the situation differs. So what we should do is really try to be more open about it, assess the situation of this person and that person, and try to really empathize with them and think, what should I do? How can I help? Like, you don't necessarily have to give an advice or anything like that. Just be there. In one of our recollections, I remember we have this theme called Pakikiramay. And that's just one thing we really look for. Like, you don't have to say anything, just be there and show your support. Show assurance. And what does our Lasallian tradition say about it? Again, as Lasallians, especially, Saint LaSalle is the patron saint of the teachers. We should be teaching other people to understand this situation, this social issue. And we should also teach our brothers and sisters that we should be sensitive towards people who are diagnosed with mental illnesses, and that we shouldn't use it as a joke or something so casual, because we don't know what others are going through. And that concludes my video.
Wow. Ikaw na magaling. Ikaw na yung matalino. Ako na yung bobo. Smart shaming. Para sa akin, aasar lang ako. Yun yung nararamdaman ko sa sitwasyon na to, na yan yung mga sagot nila sa mga argument, sa mga conversation na feeling nila nalalamangan din sila. Kaya yun na lang yung nasabi nila. Wow. Diba? Dun parang sa word na yun, parang sarcastic yung pagkamangha nila sa'yo. Ayun, smart shaming yung wow, ikaw na magaling. Sarcastic siya pinaparating niya dun sa kausap na sila yung yun nga, ikaw na magaling. Siya it's the best way to end a conversation, to win an argument. Yun yung smart shaming. Have I ever been smart shamed? Yung maraming instances. Yung pinaka lowest na parang hindi naman siya parang smart shaming, yung sa tatay ko. So yung tatay ko, halos lahat ng replies niya wow. Magchat-chat ako, pauwi na po ako, tay, wow. Dad, pengen baon, wow. Yung pag-use niya sa oh my god, nilalanggam ako. Yun nga, so yung pag-use niya ng words na yun is parang hindi naman siya smart shame, parang lang, ganun lang, wala lang talaga siya ibang masabi. Hindi ko lang kung saan niya narinig yung word na yun, pero sana itigil na niya. Pero yung pinaka smart shame na naranasan ko talaga is pag may kinokorek ako kadalasan. For example, meron isang tropa na nagkamali or something, may kinokorek ako, ayun. So example, nagkakamali sila, ako bilang isang mabuting mamaya ng Pilipinas, syempre kokorek natin yung pagkakamali nila, no? I try to be the most polite pag nagkokorek ako, pero sila hindi sila nakakatanggap ng pagkakamali. Kaya nag-smart shame sila na di ikaw na, diba, i-correct mo lang sila. You try to teach them the correct way, yet they smart shame you because they just can't hide the fact na mali sila. So ayun, yun yung naranasan ko. Meron din pag, for example, may gusto kong sabihin na parang yun yung bagong bagong pagsagot nila sa mga taong hindi sila interesado or wow.
Yung sa involved.
Ayun. So, sino yung mga taong involved? Tayong lahat involved. And tayong lahat apektado. Kasi it's changing the way how we people talk to each other. Smart shaming. Yun yung nangyayari. Na we're smart shaming people and what should be happening. So we should be educating people na dapat open-minded tayo sa mga bagay-bagay. We should be ready to embrace any idea or opinion kahit iba man yun sa atin. Dapat open-minded tayo. Kasi dun pa lang sa open-mindedness, dun natin masasabi kung sa smart chain ba tayo o hindi. Dagdag pa dito, okay, dapat bawasan natin yung mga ignorante sa mundo. We should educate them, teach them na ito yung tama, ito yung mali. So yun, that should be happening. What does my faith say? My faith says that tawag nito, according sa isang spiritual works of mercy, sa isang sabi doon, to instruct the ignorant. So what my faith says is to instruct the ignorant na doon natin mababawasan yung doon natin mababawasan yung mga smart shamers. Okay, yun lang. Sa Lasallian tradition, according sa aking Lasallian core values, I should respect everyone, all people. So having respect means a big thing. Pag may respeto ka sa isang tao, hindi ka mag-smart shame. Hindi ka basta-basta sisigaw ng wow dahil mali ka or dahil tama siya. Hindi ka magsasabi na ikaw na magaling dahil lang ayaw mo ng idea niya. Hindi ka close-minded pag may respect ka. Open-minded ka pa yan. So, open-minded ka ba? Tara, kape tayo. At willing ka ba mag-networking? Okay na yan.
Nakakalungkot po isipin na sa panahon ngayon, may mga tao pa rin na mabilis mag-judge sa mga bagay na hindi naman nila alam kung ano yung totoong nangyari. So, sinisisi pa rin nila kahit yung isang tao na nabiktima na kahit di naman gusto ng taong yun yung nangyari sa kanya, sinisisi pa rin siya. Sa tingin ko, dapat hindi natin gawin yung mga ganung bagay kasi hindi naman natin alam talaga kung ano nangyari. So, huwag tayong mag-judge. Hindi pa naman po ako nai-involve sa victim shaming. Pero marami po nakikita sa mga social media ngayon na mga nagpo-post about sa karanasan nila. Kunwari, na catcall sila or for example, na hold up. May mga tao pa rin na nagko-comment sa comment section na sinisisi sila, pinaparamdam sa kanila na sila yung mali, nagsasabi ng mga harsh comments. And sa tingin ko po, hindi po deserve yun nung tao na na-victim. Kasi may nangyari na sa kanilang traumatic din. Sisihin pa sila. Hindi pa po ako nag-i-involve sa mga kahit anong victim shaming situation. Pero sa nararamdaman ko po para dun sa sa mga nakakaranas, nakakawa po sa kanila kasi hindi po nila deserve talaga yung mga na re-receive nilang salita sa mga tao. And at the same time, disappointed po dun sa mga tao ng victim shame dahil sobrang mali po talaga. And hindi po yun isang gawain ng isang matinong tao. Sana maging aware tayo sa mga ganitong sitwasyon sa victim shaming. At kung makaranas man tayo or makasaksi ng mga ganitong bagay, sana alam natin na mali yun and hanggat maaari, pigilan natin yung mga taong gumagawa man nun. And yung sa mga taong nakakaranas dun, sana iparamdam natin sa kanila na hindi nila kasalanan, hindi nila deserve yung mga nangyari sa kanila. So yung paniniwala ko nun po about sa ganitong sitwasyon, sana huwag natin itong gawin, huwag natin encourage na gawin ito kahit na sino man. Kasi naniniwala po, like for example kay Mary Magdalene, despite po na sa ginawa niyang kasalanan, kahit ginajudge na siya ng mga tao or pinaparusahan siya, pinatawad pa rin po siya ni God. And sana tayo rin, matuto rin tayo na gano'n na huwag natin sisihin kung ano man yung nangyari sa tao ito kasi panigurado hindi naman yung deserve or gusto. Kung may silent treatment tayo na pwedeng i-apply sa mga sitwasyon na to, yun po yung pagiging compassionate natin towards other people. Kasi po kung compassionate po tayo sa ibang tao, alam natin kung ano yung nararamdaman nila pag may sinabi tayong ganito or kung may sinabi man sa kanya ganitong bagay, alam natin kung ano nararamdaman niya and willing tayo tumulong and mag-offer ng comfort sa kanila.
Three, two, one.
According to Philippine Daily Inquirer, one person per hour in the Philippines is being raped, which means everyone can be a victim of rape. So, as a Filipino, and Philippines is my country, I feel very disgusted that my other fellow Filipinos do rape. It means taking the right of someone to choose, and it's violence. That is about sexual violence, diba? Na they are taking away your consent. Na you have the choice not to, especially when strangers assault you. You cannot do anything about it. I used to have this experience once. It was actually an attempted rape because, you know, if you're a woman, most men think that they are weak. We are weak. And one time, he almost took advantage of me. And I'm not really giving enough hints. He's like more of a brother. But then he just started touching me in the baddest places, and that's yeah, it's a bad experience. I ended my relationship with him even though he's just a friend because he took away my right to say no, and especially wait lang, ba't ka tumitingin ganyan? Ano tawag dito? Wait lang, sige lang, ikat mo na lang to. Ano may sabihin natin dito? Ano ba maganda sabihin natin dito? Ano ba maganda sabihin?
Nasa ka ba?
Yung anong feeling mo?
Hindi I feel for other people. Mga Facebook posts tungkol sa
Especially about the Facebook post about the victims of rape, diba? It's not... Oh my God, natakot ako. It is bad to rape someone. And, ano yun dito? it will affect them physically, emotionally, especially spiritually. Because they will lose faith na bakit ganito? Bakit ganito po, Lord? Most of the time, ganyan sila eh. Most of the time, yun ang nararamdaman ng mga victims of rape na they just ended up losing hope and faith tungkol doon. But then, they hoped for help. Rape is sex. The guy that raped you are the only ones who feel the pleasure. The pleasure of abusing, using his masculinity, and in other cases then women. So it's more of like people trying to prove na they are far more superior than others. So they try to rape others. It's not about love. It's not about what they want. It's just it's actually about what they want. Na malakas ako kaysa sa'yo. Either I own you, or either because I want to, so I'm gonna rape you, which is really a bad attitude, diba? For Filipinos especially, because they can't handle their libido, they just take this innocent guy or girl from the streets, threaten them with the knives, or just use their physical abuse, then just do it. And it's really disgusting, diba? Okay. Ano pa susunod?
You're gonna say about... Tapos ka na sa... Have you been involved?
So, what should be happening? 3 words: respect, control, and discipline. We need to respect the other spaces, or we should not force our wants to others. Even just simple, ano ba yan, nagmamakaawa ka, but if the other party doesn't really want to do it, it's considered rape, because it's about consent, mutual consent. It is not rape if you both want it, but it is rape if the other party doesn't want it. And most of the cases is they are being drugged, the girls are being drugged, the boys are being drugged, depende. What you call this? There are child abuse too. Then control yourself, because hindi naman lahat is about what's under your pants. We can control it. Others can live single for so long, and discipline mo yung sarili mo. It's like going to the gym and trying to diet, diba? It's not parang hindi yung utak mo iba ba? Tama ba yung pinagsasabi ko? Kasi diba reed to? Kasi diba we need to educate the people, especially the young ones, because they are the future. We should teach them to respect one another, and there are limits to their freedom, and they should express it in the right way. So, what does my faith tells about this? So, the Bible does not actually stay quiet about it.
Bible doesn't... Doon ko magsimula. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
So, what does my faith says in this? The Bible doesn't ignore this. So, it's actually like committing adultery too, because tama ba? Kasi what if sinabi ko mutual consent pero nababato? Anong gagawin ko? Because okay, it actually doesn't what does my faith says in this? It's like it's stealing actually. In my perspective, it's like stealing the choose to write, her freedom, and it's hurting. It's hurting, and we shouldn't do it. Like, it's really not right. It's really use a justice. Yeah, ganyan. It's a sinful attitude ba? Tama ba? It's a sinful attitude, and we can control it. There always is justice, and it should be perpetrated. Tama ba? Perpetrated. What does our Lasallian in okay, so the Lasallian tradition, it says that we should respect others, because if we don't, who will? We should respect ourselves. We should respect the others. Then the love will do. Then God, I mean, then God will do